con
Yes.
tantos años con este personaje, si has llegado a, y bueno, de convivir con este personaje, si has llegado a odiar algo del personaje y algo que has amado del personaje.
Yeah, I've obviously been with Draco for over 10 years now, and I already miss him actually. It's kind of weird saying goodbye to a character once you've played him for so long. As far as things that I've liked about him, not much really. He's not the most pleasant child in the world, it must be said. And then everything to dislike about him, but as far as an actor goes, it's really great to play someone who is so well written, as well as being so different from myself as a character. Draco is the complete polar opposite to Tom, so it's great fun to play someone so different. And yeah, I already miss him actually. We had a lot of fun playing Draco over the years, so yeah, it's sad to see him go.
Hello, Rivas from the Conferencia newspaper. I would like to know about which is the message that you wanted to send to the young people that saw Harry Potter in these 10 years, and how do you want that your work was remembered in these times that the world is suffering very crisis of values and economically. Which is the message that you wanted to send to this movie, and if you feel yourself like a role model and it's a responsibility for you?
Wow, deep question. I mean, the messages are so strong in this film, in all the films really, sort of, the classic morals of love, hate, family, friendship, yeah, basically the sort of, the morals of decent human beings. And I think Harry and his friends really represent everything good in the world, and obviously quite the opposite with Voldemort and his lot. I think as far as my own personal character goes, Draco is really a product of his parents, and a real show of what terrible parenting can do to children. I feel very sorry for Draco because he has the worst parents in the world, it must be said. So yeah, I feel very sorry for him. As far as the messages go, I mean, it's the strength of love, I guess, because that's the one thing Voldemort doesn't have. And the one thing that Harry has in abundance, and at the end of the day, that's what's going to make the difference. Thank you.
Tom, can you hear me well? Can you hear me well?
Crystal clear, sir.
Thanks. So first of all, a couple of questions. The first is going to be in the line with a couple of questions that before.
Sure.
So, what kind of personal journey is ending to you at this moment? And the second one, what do you think is your best achievement doing Draco Malfoy?
Wow. Sorry, the first question was about leading, about how.
Yeah. What kind of personal journey is ending to you?
Sure. I mean, it's more than most of my life. I auditioned for Draco when I was 11. I'm 23 now. So yeah, it's the majority of my life. It's been an incredible journey. It's very hard to imagine where I would have been had I not have done it. It's very strange, but an amazing journey. I feel incredibly lucky to have been part of this amazing project. And it's quite sad to see it almost at an end now. We still have lots more to look forward to, so the end isn't quite in sight yet. And as far as achievements, or
Yes.
I know all of the cast are exceptionally proud that we remained throughout, really. I mean, I was one of the oldest ones when we were cast at 11, 12. I know Daniel was 10, I think Emma was 9. So the fact that we've all dozen, I think, of us have actually managed to go through the last 10 years and managed to achieve the 8-film goal. We always figured that at some point they were going to replace us, or some of us would drop out and then find new cast members. So yeah, we're very proud that all 8 films include the original cast, and it's really nice to watch us, especially Daniel, Rupert and Emma, watch them all grow up from very young children to the adults we see today.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I'm 23 too, and I actually started reading all the books when I was around 11 or 12. At
Great.
first, I hated you, like Draco, I hated you, and now I think that the character has changed a lot. And what do you think about how the character has changed? And a second question, because I come from a video games website, is have you played the video game? I know you talked it, and do you like it?
Yeah, to answer that quickly, I did. At the London premiere, they had an Xbox set up with the Connect, so we can do all the magical spells. That was incredible. I never thought we'd see that in our lifetime. I'm a huge gamer myself, so I look forward to getting into that. To be honest with you, I didn't have a clue what I was doing, but I look forward to learning. And as far as the character, yeah, I think Joe purposefully wrote Draco as a one-dimensional bully for the first 5 years, so all the audience would really hate him. That was the goal. And then we see in book 6 and finally in 7, we see that really he's a victim of terrible circumstances, and I feel greatly sorry for him. I think Harry and Draco are really two sides of the coin. Harry with every positive influence around him, and Draco with absolutely everything negative. And we really see in 7 part 1, we really see Draco start to question whether his role models are quite so idyllic as he once thought. He certainly starts to step out of his father's shadow. Draco's a real product of his terrible father, and in this film we really see him start to question whether that's a good path or not.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for your
Yo
question.
creo que va a pasar un poquito para la segunda, sobre todo porque en las anteriores pues, tenías muchas más secuencias. Y la otra, ¿crees que Harry Potter es la mejor saga en la historia del cine?
Yes, I caught a bit of that. Yeah, I mean, we really focus, the first part of the story really focuses on our 3 heroes and seeing them outside of Hogwarts. The Malfoys have really been pushed back. They no longer have the power and the stance they once had in the Wizarding Kingdom. And unfortunately, I can't say much about part 2. One, because my lips have been sealed by Warner Brothers, but also the fact that I haven't seen it. I don't really know what's going to come. I don't know what they're going to cut, what they're going to choose, what we're going to see. So, I mean, it really continues from part 1, where we see, although it's not a huge scene by any standards, but we see Draco start to question whether he's in the right camp, and that continues in part 2. We really see him almost lend a hand to Harry, and likewise, it's a very strange relationship that continues. But obviously, these last 2 parts are really about Harry and Voldemort. Really, those are the two characters that everyone's obviously watching, and everyone else around them is kind of just, helping, or in my case, not helping. So, I hope that answers your question.
Life magazine chose you as one of the 55 faces of the future. Do you think you will keep going on movies, or you will change it for music or your personal life?
Wow, I didn't know that. Fantastic. That's great news. Yeah, I mean, certainly in the last few years, I've realised quite how lucky we have been to be not only working, but to be working in this incredible franchise. So fingers crossed, I will continue doing that. It's embedded a huge passion in the filmmaking, not only acting, but also behind the scenes, directing, producing, screenwriting, and I hope to continue on this journey. It's been an amazing 10 years, and I hope to do it for, another 10 at least.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think the real magic, and excuse the pun, but the real magic is in the books, or in the stories, because they're so rich and so unique. I think Joe Rowling has managed to do something that no author has ever achieved before, and I think probably no author will ever achieve again. She's spoken to every generation, to every race, to every man, woman, boy, and child across the world, which is unbelievable and truly unique. So I feel very honoured to be a part of this.
Dejaste tu infancia y ahora fuiste como elegido por arriba de Robert Pattinson como el hombre más atractivo, vaya, para la juventud. ¿Qué piensas hacer de ahora en adelante en tu carrera? Bueno, dejas Harry Potter, una saga importante, pero ahora ¿qué piensas para ti?
Sure. I've been very lucky since finishing filming the last Harry Potter in April. I think we finished. Since then, I've been very lucky to continue acting in some other film sets. There's a film called Rise of the Apes, which is a prequel to Planet of the Apes. That will be coming out next year. That's a really big movie we're very excited about. A film called The Apparition, another Warner Brothers picture, which I was incredibly excited to be part of, with with Ashley Green from Twilight, so that was great to work with her. And I've also just finished an independent film, From the Rough, which follows 5 international golfers who win scholarships to play golf in America. So all very different parts and very different from Draco. So yeah, fingers crossed I can continue with that. It's been very interesting to step outside of Hogwarts, so to speak, and to see what other film sets are like. And the more time I spend away from it, the more I realise how lucky we were and how great we had it. It was truly an amazing project to work on.
And I have 2 questions for you. The first one is, which was the most difficult part of playing Draco throughout these past 10 years? And the second one, if you could change something about your character, what would it be?
As far as the hardest stuff, certainly in the last few years it got a lot more difficult, or a lot more challenging rather than difficult. I got a lot more nervous as I got older actually, it didn't become any easier. And working with the likes of Ray Fiennes, who you see over your left shoulder, he was pretty terrifying to work with. So it took me a few days to actually get over the psychological side of actually working with all these fantastically actors who are my heroes. That took me a few weeks to get over that, or learn how to get over that. And I'm sorry, again, the second question.
If you could change something about your character, what would it be?
I wouldn't change a thing, you know. If anything, I would have made him run away from home, or try and flee from his awful parents. But really, he's a great character to play. He's very conflicted inside. He doesn't know whether he's coming or going. He doesn't know where his loyalties lie. So I wouldn't change